Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us on the show. Another week starting here at HCC, and we're live just about every morning, 10 a.m. when HCC is in session. My co-host this morning, Diana Barrero Burgos, who is over at the Southeast College. Well, are you there this morning, Diana?
Not this morning. This morning, okay. I'm joining you from my beautiful home in Sugar Land, Texas, but I am so happy to be here with you this morning, Todd.
I know you had a busy weekend because I got a chance to see you on Saturday. You guys had a huge event, and I got to congratulate you. It looked like it went perfectly or pretty close to perfectly. We're talking about a regional spelling bee that for the first time was held at HCC's Southeast College at your Southeast campus. And it looked like you guys knocked that one out of the park, Diana. I got to admit, you did a great job. Your team.
Thank you so much, Todd. Well, we couldn't have done it without your help. You were our pronouncer this year, and one of our pronouncers, and it was such a just laborious type of work. Oh my gosh, it was a lot. We had lots of volunteers, an incredible committee to put this together because it was definitely a team effort. And let me tell you something. This year, Houston Community College stepped up to the plate to be the official sponsor of the Scripps Regional Spelling Bee. And so this is the first time a community college hosts a regional spelling bee in the state of Texas. So we are so excited. We are ecstatic that we're paving the path to better and bigger things for our community.
You know, I don't think people know all the work that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, Channel 8 was doing this for many years out at U of H, and they had a staff of team around the clock that worked all year long on this. And you guys picked up the mantle really a couple of months ago and were able to present this. And, you know, I was very impressed with the way you guys were able to get this off the ground. And I wish you continued success next year for it.
Thank you so much, Todd. Well, thanks to you again, HCCTV, Passport Productions, and again, all the teams that came together. We just made this happen. And again, it's a team effort, and we are looking forward to hosting it and many years to come. I know, hopefully I'm not stealing anybody's thunder, but I do believe Dr. Madeline Barillo has stepped up to the plate and is going to host it at Southwest College next year. So we're excited for that to happen.
There's a big announcement for you. Well, keep an eye out for it, folks. We're putting together a program for this for HCCTV, and we'll have that on the air in the next month or so. All right. So, Diana, we want to welcome everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. They can catch us here every morning. They can also catch us on social media and on HCCTV.
That's correct. We're live on Houston Community College District's Facebook page, not the HCC page, but it's our Facebook page and YouTube. We are also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, so Diana, you're going to interview our first guest in just a moment, but right now I want to bring in Montrose Cunningham. You know Montrose. Montrose is a community outreach coordinator at HCC's Northwest College, and he's a recording artist. And Montrose, you have a certain tribute band that you'd worked with, correct?
Right. Yeah, the Breakdown Band. It's a Prince tribute band that I play with, based here in Houston. So
yeah, and you play the guitar. You just rock out on the guitar. So I'm going to be interviewing you in just a few moments, but Montrose, stick around. Right now, I'm going to turn things back over to Diana, and you've got a special guest, Dr. Q's, join us for Mental Health Monday.
Yes, that is correct, Todd. I am so excited. And I know Dr. Q is joining us all the way from Africa. So welcome back, Dr. Q, to the show. As we discussed this Thursday, this is Bipolar Awareness Day, and you're currently specialized in performance therapy for athletes, but you have worked in all realms of psychotherapy. So tell us exactly what bipolar disorder is. And again, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Bipolar is the best way to describe it in layman's terms. It's actually having manic, and there's 3 different types of bipolar. There's bipolar 1, which is you experience manic and depressive disorder. Bipolar 2 is depressive disorder without the manic episodes. And then there's cyclothymic, which is actually the depressive that you'll find with some of the mania. Yes. So it's three different types. And of course, there's other things that contribute to it and other types that can be later on diagnosed as bipolar disorder.
Oh my goodness, that's so important to know. Especially, I didn't know there were three different types. So I'm just now learning this. This is great. So what are the current treatments right now for bipolar disorder? I know that I have many friends whose parents are affected by being bipolar, and a lot of marriages are actually ending. So are there any treatments available to help ease some of the symptoms?
There is, and most common are the medications in psychotherapy. So you'll find where they're on, it's a permanent disease, and it's just no different than having diabetes or any of the others. So the antidepressants, antipsychotics. Sometimes you'll find psychosis that's there with the manic episodes, and with cyclothymics, it's 2 years before you even see. So the antidepressants. You'll see the antipsychotics, the anti-anxiety, and then the combination drugs. Also, there's ECT and TMS.
Oh, wow.
And so there's several different, it's a long-term. And of course, the biggest thing is family support and staying away from drugs and alcohol, because that can actually contribute to an episode.
And I'm glad you just said that, because that was my next question. Exactly. What are some of the external factors in different things that can affect someone who has bipolar disorder? And you just mentioned alcohol. What are some of the other aspects that we can think about?
So alcohol and drugs, sometimes you have a secondary diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Also, any stressors, death. Sometimes marriage and buying a home can trigger. Those may seem like positive things, but at the same time, they can be very stressful. A death, you'll find it where it's first diagnosed in the early 20s, but sometimes children are diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It's often missed, and they're diagnosed with maybe oppositional defiance or explosive disorder or different things like that when they actually may be bipolar. So it's just the stressors that actually contributes to that. It's you'll find where the family support is huge, and actually family education. Psychoeducation is huge in treating bipolar, because the family has to be educated in order for that person to thrive, because they can see the symptoms of when the person's coming off the medication or when actually an episode is coming on.
That makes sense. That actually does make a lot of sense. And this is just me wondering. Now I'm just being very curious. Are there any tests that we can do to kind of, I guess, find out before an episode actually happens, when somebody probably has been not diagnosed in time or maybe misdiagnosed?
So a lot of times you'll see it where if there's a family history, like if a parent, a grandparent may be bipolar, it's genetics. You'll see it in the genetics. The other thing is when you're in therapy, oftentimes your medical doctor, your psychotherapist, or your psychiatrist may pick it up. And so, it's actually going to different and not stopping. That's why education is so important. Mm-hmm. Psychoed is so, I can't stress that enough, because if you know about mental health, you can actually say, no, this person is still having episodes. You see them being manic and they go and spend all their money and they come back, or not sleeping, or just so many different things that comes with a manic episode, or actually have a major depressive disorder, not getting out of the bed. Talk to the doctor, be that support, go to the doctor with them. Family is so important in order for them to survive and thrive with this disorder.
You're absolutely right, Dr. Keo. Well, my one last question: how can we support our loved ones who have bipolar disorder?
I would say actually going and joining the organizations. There's NAMI hosts groups, and they offer a lot of education to go out and actually start attending groups to understand, going to psychoed groups. Family therapy is also an essential and vital part of that person thriving, not just individual, but attending family therapy with them, actually going and meeting with them and the different things of that nature, and spending time with them and paying attention.
Oh, wow. This is so important, Dr. Q. Thank you so much again, because not a lot of people know about the bipolar disorder. And you just educated me on different types and what we can do and some of the stressors that actually can make bipolar disorder worse. So I thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Quinella Minix, famously known as Dr. Q, all the way from Africa, an elite performance coach, psychotherapist, and our Mental Health Monday guest. We'll have more information in our post after the show. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you both. Okay. It's Mental Health Monday. It's also Music Monday, and we've got a special guest, Diana. This is Montrose Cunningham. You may have seen him as a co-host for the show before, but Montrose is also a musician. Montrose, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks for having me.
So you've just released a single from, tell us about the single you've just released. From what I understand, it's your second single. Is this from an album or an EP that you have out?
The EP is going to be released sometime late April, early May, right now slated for that. It's the title of the single is What Will Tomorrow Say? And yeah, it's the second single from that EP. I released Till the Last Leaf Falls, which was the first single, and that was in 2021.
And how long have you been performing and recording?
Years since the 90s. So I released my first full-length album. That's how long it's been. We still say album. It was a CD. That was 1998. Invisible Milk was the title. And then in 2004, I released Inertia, which was my second CD.
And I know it's a generic question. I worked in the music industry for many years and interviewed a lot of musicians. You always ask them the same thing. Where do you draw your inspiration from? What are your influences? What would you say are some of the artists that impacted you so much that you wouldn't want to emulate them, but they certainly show up in your music?
Well, definitely my favorite artist is Prince. If you can see in the background, I love Prince, but Jimi Hendrix, Lenny Kravitz, Seal, Sting, Joni Mitchell, Carole King, a lot of old school singer-songwriters. I get a lot of inspiration from just, life, just what happens around me. My kids give me a lot of inspiration for songs and stuff like that. So, but those are a few. I listen to all kinds of music, so I love everything.
How would you say your music has changed over the years from your first album, Invisible Milk, to where you are now? Was the first one, a lot of times when we're younger, we've got a lot of anger and angst in us, and now we're at a point in our life where you're kind of pretty content. Did that come across in your music as well?
Maybe to some degree. I think still the one consistent thing I think that remains throughout my music is a lot of my music is very introspective. One thing that I think has changed a little bit is Till the Last Leaf Falls was actually my first song that I would ever label as social commentary. I wrote it during 2020. There was a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
I wrote a lot of what that song is about what I saw going on during that time.
You also play in a band, and I guess it would be no surprise to anybody that it's a Prince tribute band. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's called, the band's name is the Breakdown Band HTX, and it's a group of musicians. All of these musicians are incredible musicians in the Houston area, and we all love Prince. And we don't go as far as some tribute bands where lead singers dress up like Prince and all of that, but we do a lot of not only Prince songs but Minneapolis music related artists. So The Time, Sheila E., Jesse Johnson, who's also a huge influence. He's up there on the wall too. So we do a lot of that music, and we just play around town usually. Festivals and House of Blues. We played there before, and it's just a really enjoyable experience to play music by someone that you love.
Do you guys have gigs coming up anytime soon?
We have something coming up in July 22nd. I don't remember where it is, but I usually post about everything. I always post when we're playing, but yeah, we have a show coming up in July.
I don't think most music fans appreciate Prince. They appreciate his music, but they don't understand how phenomenal he was as a guitar player. You play guitar. I'm sure you've seen his version of the lead in While My Guitar Gently Weeps at the tribute concert. There's nothing like that. And folks, if you haven't seen it, Google Prince live While My Guitar Gently Weeps. That's got to be one of the best solos I've ever seen in my life.
You know, you took the words out of my mouth. So I was just about to say, anyone who questions Prince's guitar prowess, definitely that Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, it was just mind-blowing.
It really was. It was phenomenal. You also have a music radio show. Where can people check that out?
Oh, yeah. I do a music radio show. It's called the Monday Mixtape, and it's every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on High Volume Music Radio. It's just a mix of all kinds of music.
You also your photo is also on the window of a live music venue here in Houston. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the person who owns High Volume Music Radio also owns High Volume Music Live. He's a good friend of mine. I met back when I first released Invisible Milk and started performing here in Houston. His name is Anthony Frazier, and he owns High Volume Music Live, which is on Alameda, Genoa, near Hobby Airport. And it's a really nice, small, intimate venue. And if you've ever seen Guitar Center, where they have all the pictures of Stevie Ray Vaughan and all of that in the window, it's similar to that. And he chose my picture to be one of those pictures. So I'm really appreciative to him for that.
What is the hardest Prince song to play guitar-wise? What's the most challenging?
You know, I don't know what the most challenging one is, but I will tell you, just from us playing, there's, if you don't hit that first chord in Purple Rain right, people know. I mean, that's such a signature chord. It's interesting that, for even if you're not a musician, when you hear that, that's the song you're about to hear as soon as you hear that first chord. And if you don't hit it right, people are like, So, but it's a signature solo. So that's a solo that you have to definitely get right.
Well, I would imagine that, but also When Doves Cry, that one you got to get out of you're starting that one off as well. You can't mess that up as well, right?
Right. I think When Doves Cry is a really intricate song in the beginning. Really, it's that keyboard solo is the really hard part, I think.
You guys, with the Breakdown Band, how often, when you got a gig coming up in July, how often do you guys get together and practice before that gig happens?
Honestly, Todd, we don't really rehearse a lot until probably maybe 2 weeks before the show. The good thing about a tribute band, whatever band it is the songs are already written. So if you're familiar with them, it's just a matter of, we do a lot of rearranging and doing segues and medleys of songs and things like that. So that's really the hardest part. So that's kind of what we kind of, get together a couple of weeks before to knock the dust off.
Well, you mentioned something that's interesting. I guess when you're doing a tribute song or covering an artist, do you get a chance to add your own signature to that? Do the fans appreciate it, or do they just want to hear the same thing they heard on the radio?
No, that's the thing about that makes our band unique, is that we add our own flavor to it, and people that hire us know that. We definitely give you the hits, but we also add a lot of our own style, and we have different lead singers. So I lead some of the songs, and then our singer Kamante, he does some. Then there's another guy, Kudre, who leads songs. So we kind of switch it up. We have a woman who sings with us as well, Nita E. And we just switch back and forth, and we have a lot of fun doing it, and the crowd always enjoys it.
Well, if we can, we'd like to promote your show in July and get a good audience there, if it's possible. Is it going to be a private show, or is it going to be anybody can go?
No, it's a public show. I think it's outside somewhere too. So, okay. Yeah, definitely. I'll keep you posted.
All right, keep us posted. Montrose Cunningham. Yeah, he's the community outreach coordinator for HCC's Northwest College, recording artist and member of the Breakdown Band, which is a Prince tribute band. Montrose, I guess we'll see you next time when you're co-hosting with us, huh?
Yes, I'll see you soon.
All right, take care, Montrose. Thanks for being here this morning.
All right, thank you.
All right. Diana, did you know that? Did you know Montrose was in a Prince cover band?
Let me tell you something. I was literally in shock. I was looking around going, how come I didn't know this? For as long as I've known Montrose, never in a million years would I have thought he was such a rock star. Oh my gosh.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to have to go.
There you go.
Definitely go. First of all, go hear him and hire him. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This is like a jewel. Oh no,
I know.
Great stuff.
Yeah, we'll definitely have more information when the Breakdown Band plays next in July, so stick around for that. Okay, we've got some announcements to go through. Women in STEM, celebrating Women's History Month. HCC Central Library Student Library Advisory Council is celebrating Women's History Month with Women in STEM, focusing on women empowerment and their journey into STEM. Tomorrow it happens 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Tuesday, March 28th, HCC Central Harmon Building. Check our post after the show with email on how you can register and get more information on that. And we've also got a program for our veterans here at HCC, Diana.
That is correct, Todd. It seems like there's a lot of things going on tomorrow. So get ready, guys. Veterans leadership, the role of emotional intelligence. To achieve their growth potential, veteran attendees receive a free premium executive package, complimentary assets, and personal action plan. It is again tomorrow, March 28th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at HCC Southwest Missouri City campus.
All right.
For more information after the show, for sure.
And also A Midsummer's Night Dream, the Drama Department Productions, coming up 7:30 p.m. Friday, and Saturday, March 30th and April 1st, and Monday, April 3rd. It's a free show. A dreamer gets caught up in the world of dukes, fairies, magic, and out-of-control jealous lovers and the hysterical romp, A Midsummer's Night Dream. It's happening at HCC Central College, Theater 1. Check them out. Registration's encouraged. Seating is limited, and you definitely want to get some tickets to that. And we've also got something going on with our Creative Writing Club.
That's correct, Todd. Vocable Extended. Here I am, the spelling bee pronunciation again. Journal Arts and Writing Now, due in April. HCC's Creative Writing Club and its Vocable Journal of Arts and Writing is now accepting submissions for fiction, creative, nonfiction, poetry, artwork, scripts, and comics by Wednesday, April 5th. Vocable release celebration will be May 5th. Houston Poetry and Arts Festival at West Loop campus. West Loop is doing a lot of good stuff. Look at this. To learn more, we will have a link after our show.
Okay, Small Business Success Series, that's happening as well. It's a 5-module program. The things you need to know, HCC's Northwest in-person workshops offer hands-on interaction with faculty, business experts, and peer delegates, starting with Vet the Venture, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, March 31st. And then a few weeks later, Ignite the Entrepreneur in You, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, April 14th. You can register for this. It is free. We'll have the information in our post after the show. And I know there at the Southeast College, you guys are getting students ready for the summer because summer registration is open.
That is correct, Todd. I think every single one of our colleges, every single one of our campuses is getting ready for summer registration. Summer registration has begun, and so it's time to get in gear and register. All courses offer in-person and online options. Online anytime, no established class meetings times unless listed. Online on a schedule, meeting time is set, and course meets online. Hybrid lecture class meets partially face-to-face and partially virtually. In person face-to-face courses with traditional meeting patterns at various campus locations in a hybrid lab. Look at that, laboratory and studio courses. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, just go to our website, hccs.edu/apply.
There you go. Make sure you apply now, because those summer courses do fill fast, especially the ones that are in person, on campus. So make sure you get those, get your registration taken care of as soon as possible. Tomorrow's Tasty Tuesday, and we welcome another Top Chef contestant on her second run this season. That's right. She was a judge during Top Chef Houston last season. We're talking about Dawn Burrell of the upcoming late August. That's happening tomorrow. And also Carla Tyson of Coleman's College's Health Information Technology Department. She's going to be back here talking about that program. Diana, you got a busy day ahead of you?
I have a super busy day ahead of me, but I'm so happy to have been here with you, Todd. It's always a pleasure. I feel like I was just with you a couple of days ago.
I know. Yeah, I know. We were Saturday out at the spelling bee. That was I know you guys had a very long day that day, but once again, congratulations. And folks, we're going to be showing that spelling bee on HCCTV in the future. So look forward to that as well.
And
Diana,
just a quick thing. Yeah. We were also going to see the spelling bee in Houston Media Public, Houston
That's
Public
right.
Media. Who are also our media sponsors for the spelling bee, just with you guys, HCCTV. So thank you so much to them as well.
Yep, it'll be on Channel 8 as well. So we're going to wrap up today's show. We'll be back tomorrow. Diana, thanks again. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, Todd. Thank you.
All right, and thanks to all of you for watching. We're live tomorrow again, 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute.